We've talked a lot recently about the proposed rule change in Michigan that would remove personal identifiers like birthdays from public-facing criminal court records. Background screening companies like EBI use this information to confirm people's identities and make sure the record they're reporting actually belongs to the person they're searching. Today we have a story that proves just how important those identifiers are. A Connecticut woman has filed a federal lawsuit because a background screening company told her prospective employer that she had an outstanding felony warrant in Texas. But she is not the accused felon. The police are actually looking for another woman who shares her first and last name, and that is all they have in common. Since the screener didn't check beyond that first and last name, an innocent woman lost her job opportunity. The case is in federal court because the mistake could be a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which requires screeners to make sure they have the maximum possible accuracy before reporting negative information. The Air Force is being blamed for the 2017 church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas. The shooter, Devin Kelly, opened fire during a Sunday morning service. He killed 26 people and injured 22 others. He shot himself as he was chased from the scene. But according to a U.S. district judge, had the Air Force acted responsibly, Kelly never would have been able to buy the gun used in this horrific crime. In 2012, Kelly was court-martialed for violently attacking his wife and stepson. He was jailed for 12 months and received a bad conduct discharge, but none of this was reported to the FBI to be entered into its databases. Federal law prohibits anyone convicted of certain domestic violence crimes from owning firearms, as well as members of the military who have received a dishonorable discharge. If the information had been available through the National Criminal Information Center, Kelly would not have been able to purchase the rifle used at the church. The federal judge who heard the case, brought by the survivors and victims' families, says the government is 60% responsible for the tragedy and will be partially responsible for any damages that are awarded. The judge also said the government knew more about Kelly's history and his capacity for violence than even his family did. In the months after the church shooting, the U.S. Department of Defense rushed to add more than 4,000 names to the FBI's records in the hopes such a tragedy would not be repeated. Fake job scams have been around a long time, but the scammers are becoming sneakier in their quest to steal personally identifiable information. According to a press release from the FBI, cyber criminals are not only posting fake job listings, but they're spoofing legitimate company websites and conducting fake interviews. Victims say the charade has several layers, with scammers posing as recruiters, personnel from HR, talent acquisition, and even managers from different departments. They lure job seekers into an interview, and then the requests begin. These so-called employers ask applicants to sign agreements that require they share their social security numbers or other sensitive information, or they're told they must give a credit card number to pay for their background check up front, or even to buy startup equipment from the company. According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, job applicants lost more than $59 million to these scammers in 2020 alone. One of the best ways to protect yourself is to remember that reputable companies will only ask for PII for payroll purposes, and they'll only do that after you're officially hired. And that'll do it for us today. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great weekend.